Another brother died. Oh, oh, and another brother died. Oh, oh.
This is the freedom that we fought for, made killing a sport for. 4-4's fired as negotiators talk more. War-torn territory, testimony, torture. The test have only proven that there's toxins in the water, and you could face the slaughter if you don't choose to conform to the norm. Walk on by, let them die, carry on with the showbiz. And if we're lucky, they won't notice the scent of rotten flesh that's in the cesspit with the roaches.
When all my brothers died today, I saw him as he swung from the gallows. When all my brothers died today, I saw him hung high, high, high. When all my brothers died today, I saw him as he swung from the gallows. When all my brothers died today, saw him hung high, high.
It's like character assassination, massive lies, exaggeration, exacerbation of the truth, use of imagination, manipulating information so the outcome is the outsiders are outnumbered and outgunned, outdone and outwitted, surrendered, submitted, then admitted how he's truly committed to the cause. With no pause, he's prepared to die. It's a war, settle scores with an eye for eye.
When all my brothers died today, I saw him as he swung from the gallows. When all my brothers died today, saw him hung high, 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 high. When all my brothers died today, I saw him as he swung from the gallows. When all my brothers died today, saw him hung high, high, high.
sentiment, growth and development's what these words represent. So take off the chains if you choose to wear the mask, there's not to blame. I'm trying to do better not just maintaining. There's no way to find freedom without some pain. Fan the flame, cause something inside you should make you rise. Survival instinct, swim against the tide. There's no room for guessing when do or die. Are your two options is success or suicide? Intent, leaving the house armed, looking for ways to pay the rent. Before he earns it, it's already spent, so he's on the go with a gadget to help him get it in. When times are hard and mans are getting thin, survival's the objective, so he's likely to do anything. When there's kids to feed and elders need their medicine, there's no surprise when hungry brothers rush upon your residence. It's like the poor were never hesitant. Call this the actions for the consequence. It doesn't matter how he gets it, let the brother sin. It doesn't matter, it's not like heaven would let him in. It's like he called out to God and he never heard a thing. So he hunts the prey with a pistol and lets it sing a hymn. It's getting dark and looking rather grim. The blind are searching for the answers with no light ahead of them. Fatherless children will wish their daddies were better men. So I went to war with the devil, hoping to set a trend. And so the cycle shall never end. The insightful shall speak through their minds again.
Cold stare out of nowhere. You know what he came for. Yeah, vigilante, take the law in his own hands. Stole an old van to carry out the whole plan. Just another pawn in the Hunger Games, reaching for that jaunt to satisfy the stomach pains. Of course he knows better. When there's no heat and extra clothes keep us warm from the cold weather. However, these are necessary evils, no choice in the matter, survive or the latter. Too many snakes on the employment ladder. These are trying times, to avoid them dying I'ma ride for mine. With the chips stacked against us, by any means make sure we put the money for the rent up. It's like the story of Jack and the Beanstalk. The privileged live up there whilst we down in the streets poor. So fill the bag with those Bolton and Watts, make it hasty, cause we ain't trying to pose for the cops. It's been a pleasure doing business. Sorry for any mental trauma that we've inflicted.
Doesn't see himself responsible, right? He barely even believes he has a conscience in life. He never really wants to decide, cause he always seems to side with spies. Face it, life ain't nice. Our surroundings reflect the way that we really feel, and this is what happens from being raised in a danger field. But this ain't danger mouse saving a day, it's more like a failed escapade to the brain trying to break away. When it heats up, people gotta eat trust. The only way to break this down is to say needs must. Research shows the figures that defeat us, but most of the individual numbers can't read much. Usually for love of money or a female, any task could get tackled even with a fiend's help. So needs must believe, well, if you ask me, you'll never see the day that a true fiend fails. Whether it's robbing from retail or running from weed sales, don't worry about the detail.
Thus I know my enemy, avoiding all these pagans who move with snake-like tendencies. This music is my therapy. I take the time to write a song, put pain and pen to paper, and I hope my demons dance along. I sip on something strong, pondering my weakness, and hope that I have met the expectations of my teachers. I'm trying to be prepared for when God sends death out to meet us, cause I thought that I'd met Jesus, but I'm not sure about his features though. This ever-changing world is full of temptations, plus I'm into power pills and pleasant sensations. I'm just trying to make some bread, plus bring home the bacon. Along the way I was led astray and sold a soul to Satan for the salary and mandatory maintenance. Mans will pull the trigger when their patience getting paper thin. We bring the papers in, it's like we're paid to sin. It's barely legal, but my people clock some major wins. We cash the chips and stash a bit aside for rainy days. These sentences could get me paid, so let me coin a phrase. Make your money, but don't ever let it make you. Find peace when under pressure, cause if not, this world will take you. Time to know myself, and thus I know my enemy. I've taken time to know myself, and thus I know my enemy. Me. I've taken time to know myself, and thus I know my enemy. Taking time to know myself, grow myself, speak the truth I owe myself, face the facts and show myself the problem lies with no one else. Nicotine and notoriety, and still I got the notion that my iPhone's got an eye on me. Like Morpheus in the Matrix. Day shift, shape shift for the pay slips. The makeshift makes shit from the basics. Get paid, get laid, get wasted. It's a cycle, let's face it. You only get one life, you better embrace it. You ever had a dream, you had better go chase it. No opportunities given, you had better go take it now. Your happiness is right here, cause everything is right there. Your happiness is right here, so passionate I might tear, so scream it in the night.
spirituality and being spiritual, I'm describing an attitude towards God and the inner journey of enlightenment. I'm speaking of expanding the godlike qualities of love, forgiveness, kindness, and bliss within ourselves. When you seek happiness for yourself, it always eludes you. When you seek happiness for others, you find it yourself.
There's a lady who's sure all that glitters is gold, and she's buying a stairway.
While searching for the peace that she had never known, she went and found a doorway to the devil's home. She thought that it was heaven, but she'd never know the difference between the dangers and the darkness in the pleasure dome. While searching for the treasure that she'd never seen, she had to venture places that she'd never been. She's prepared to do the dirt, but hopes to come up clean and glisten like the glossy glamour models in the magazines. She used to be the pretty girl who had a dream, but now every moment of the nightmare makes her wanna scream. She's risen to the top, hoping for the cream, but all you get's a crown of thorns for being beauty queen. Fair play, let them have it their way. We're all trying to find our way to heaven via stairways. Fair play, let them have it their way. We're all trying to find a peace of mind. While searching for the peace that most will never find, he only found confusion and he lost his mind. He was taught that if it's not gold it could never shine, and only money matters, everything else is a waste of time. A man is never happy simply cause he's rich. The pauper saw the prince and hustled hard to switch. He stepped inside those shoes and then he lost his grip and fell into temptation cause the devil's who he's dancing with. And so he tried his best to learn the steps to master it, but little did he know he's just a slave under the master's whip. A puppet on a string, a toy of darkness. Another soul is lost amongst the valley of the heartless. Fair play, let them have it their way. We're all trying to find our way to heaven via stairways. Fair play, let them have it their way. We're all trying to find a peace of mind.